Yo, it's your girl Jay, the High Priestess. Back at it again with this Scorpio season yep, that's about it. Scorpio season astrology video. I'm only gonna really pull one card. At the end of this, I decided, but I'm just getting the energies. Be sure to check out your sun, moon, and rising. Definitely go check out your Libra season videos. You know they hit different at the end and or beginning of a new season than they do when they're first released. So do yourself a favor. Patreon gets everything first. It's such a solid, like, well-oiled machine. I just love what's happening. I love our connection. I love the software, the platform itself. It's just awesome. Patreon.com/justjeverything. For all my free content, check out my Instagram at justj_everything. TikTok is really, where I like TikTok a lot. At justjeverything. I'm so mad at myself that I didn't do it sooner, but it's still just, it's lit over there. And for other dope shit that I do, bookings, apothecary, get yourself a spirit soak, over there at justjeverything.com. Now, I'm trying to do all of the Scorpio season astrological transits in this reading, in this video here, so that come the individual signs, we can just have more quality time together. So be sure to watch this one first and before you dive in. But when we're talking about Scorpio season, we're talking about like a shift in the intensity. This Scorpio is intensity, mystery, rebirth. I immediately felt it. I was like, you gotta sit up straight for this shit. There is this rebirth, purification, desire, sex. I mean, they do govern the reproductive organs. There is a transformation. And Scorpio is the sign of I desire. And which is why we fucking told you to get shit together and balanced in Libra season, so that once the new desires hit, it's feasible, it's possible. It's like you aren't talking yourself out of wanting what you want. You know what I mean? There's balance, there's room, there's opportunity for you to desire some shit and for you to be desired. Please. This is feminine, fixed water. Very still waters run deep. And honestly, like, it's about to go down. That's how it feels. And if I'm gonna pull cards, I'm gonna pull from the Fountain Tarot, because, you already know. Red fam, meet me at the fountain. Shout out for those of you who know. Now, Scorpio season comes in and hits fucking hard. Also, like, there was a point in time where there was no Libra season, so Libra was Scorpio. And so anyway, as things have progressed, on October 23rd, it's kind of like the divine's like, oh, you ready? Oh, you ready? Like sucker punch. It's like kaboom. Saturn direct in Aquarius. Venus leaves rulership and goes into Scorpio. And then the sun follows Venus into Scorpio. And it's all happening in the twilight hours, all very like while you were sleeping, kind of energy. But there even could be like a romance, that's the thing, the Scorpio, the romance, the mystery, the unseen, the behind the curtains. You know what I mean? You know how water do. It can get in any crevice, any, you know what I mean? And so there is this intensification that comes. Saturn going direct. Saturn, restriction, time, karma, limitations. The planet that ensures if you do the hard work, there will be a fucking reward. And Saturn, it's like almost like slingshot. Now Saturn's direct. And some of us, there's karma, there's blessings, there's a prosperity, there's opportunity, there's play, there's fun, there's reward that's like coming in. And it's coming in for a lot of us by way of other people, by way of new friends, meeting friends in higher places, networking. That's why I've been telling y'all it's time to get out. Get out there. You better, if you want to, meet people, it's time to like go hang out where those, where the people are that you want to be around. And it's so funny. I just had this thought and then looked at King of Pentacles. Some of y'all want to be with like you want a partner that's done well for themselves. They're not hanging out at the Applebee's. You're not going to find them at Red Lobster, sis. I'm telling you. The King of Coins, I mean, there is a King of Coins hanging out in Red Lobsters. That's for damn sure. But like, you got to figure out what kind of King of Pentacles, what level, where in, regardless of genitalia, you know what I mean? It's just like, you got to pay attention. Because the King of Pentacles that's in Red Lobster is going to be very, very different from the King of Pentacles that's, I don't know, in the penthouse. You know what I mean? That kind of, I'm trying to think of something that's universal. That's, everybody knows Red Lobster at this point. It's like, okay, but I don't know why I just got thank you, Spirit. It's like, let's say you're into art, you're into film, and you go to your local film festival. The King of Pentacles that you meet at the local festival is going to be very different from the King of Pentacles that you meet at Sundance or at cons. You know what I mean? There's like, and not that it's about like, not that you need that, but I'm just saying there's the levels to it. Anyway, Venus going into Scorpio, things get way more mysterious, and the intensification or the desire for closeness, for intimacy, the capacity for intimacy, these eclipses that are coming in on the fucking I desire versus I have Taurus axis. There's that love, that devotion versus obsession. All of this stuff is being highlighted this season. On October 24th, the North Node, which is our soul's purpose, what we're here to do, your mission, and it's currently in Taurus, the sign. So your soul's purpose in the arena of money, possessions, I have, comfort, work ethic, beauty. It's going to be semi-sextiling Chiron retrograde in Aries. And what came through was the past produces opportunity in the present, or the past produces opportunities for the future. And so there is this something about like something coming full circle, or some of you like like for instance, for me, I just want to give you an example, and it doesn't have to be like this, but how it looks for me, something coming full circle, or like my life's mission tied to like my past. Like I'm a pastor's daughter, and I've spent so much time. Ooh, this is coming in live like time. I spent so much time trying to like separate myself from like my father's like success and his like empire that he's built in like his church, and all of the stuff that I just don't like believe in or want to be associated with. Like me detesting like the whole like reverend thing. And then now I'm an officiant, and I like got an email the other day that was like, Reverend such and such, and I was like, oh my God, things coming full circle, like little, just like weird things, little mirrors. But also like another example, the North Node semi-sextiling Chiron retrograde in Aries. So there's some stuff about like identity wounds. I've spent so much time trying to separate, even like, you know, shifting like my last name and all kinds of stuff, like trying to just not be associated with my father's success. And I recently went back. That my last trip to Florida was to go back for his like anniversary thing or whatever for his church. And when I got home, I saw on my website that someone from my like hometown, like that from his place, his city, was on my website. And part of me started to have a fucking panic attack. Like, I was like, oh my God, okay. But like, my dad already knows like what I do. So it was just like this, me trying, it's always been about preserving his image. Oh, look at me getting intimate. That's interesting. I don't ever gush to you all about shit like this. But there's like this real flow of like reflection that's coming in. It's like real time flow, real time, realizations. And I think that's stuff that's coming in real time realizations about your past that's gonna like tie into like your purpose and what you're here to do, and like what you allow yourself to do, the stuff like making sure you don't talk yourself out of doing, like operating in your purpose because you're afraid of what other people are gonna think, or like trying to, I've always tried to make sure I protect my dad's image because I'm wild, you know what I mean? And I'm like out here wilding. And so it's always been about, you know, and I'm just like, I just put language to that, like literally, thank you, love you, Spirit Squad. This is why we do this. But like, I've always realized that I think that it wasn't even about me trying. I think I've told myself that it's about me wanting to be separate from his success, or separate, like I don't want to be like associated, you know, with what he believes in or what he like practices. But like, maybe it also has been way more deeply rooted in trying to protect his image from me and my chaos. Anyway, hydrate. Light it if you got it. The ancestors already in here. The spirit's already flowing. Hope nothing tampers with that. As we welcome in our benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth. Ooh, and just like that, my pain in my neck is gone. Some of you, they're like, your body is keeping score. Your body is holding tension. It's holding, like what I just said and what I just found language for, it just released this tension in my neck that I've been holding since I saw my father on this trip. That psyche body connection though. Talk about it. Talk about it out loud to yourself, to a camera, to a friend, to your parents, to a therapist, to your journal, to the divine, to whoever. Like talk about it. Say the stuff out loud, even if you're not saying it to someone. Say it to a jar of water. Say it to, you know, can't paint on canvas. I love that line. Your body is not a coffin for pain to be buried in. Put the shit somewhere else. On October 25th, see, it's already getting way more intense than it needs to. Fuck, Scorpio, okay? And that's why it's like Scorpio is like, it's in Scorpio season, it's like half of half of it's like, yo, it's not that deep. And then the other half is like, it's always that fucking deep. Always. And so there's like this wavering in between that. Because here we go. On October 25th, we have the new moon partial solar eclipse in Scorpio. You know I'll do a separate video on it. New moons are when we set intentions, and solar eclipses really change the trajectory. They change what we see out of our front view mirror window. What did I, hold on, hold please. Yeah. Solar eclipses change the course of life and your view forward. Solar eclipses looking ahead, but sudden change of course. So there will be a sudden change of course, and I feel like a sudden change of course in what we desire. This eclipse, this new moon partial solar eclipse is happening in Scorpio, the sign of I desire. So there could be a skirt in like what you want. Some of you may be getting fucking eloped. Some of you may be getting divorced. Some of you may be breaking up. Some of you just all of a sudden it's like, throw the fucking thing off the wall, off the table, and you grabbing people, and it's very like this feels reckless. Light it if you got it. Hold on. This could be reckless, y'all. This could be reckless, but good. Scorpio is ruled by the god of war, Mars, and then Pluto, which is Hades, the planet of ordeals and the transformations that arise from them. So trust and believe that that's how the divine plays with us. I need this transformation to happen by then. Here, sprinkle these little ordeals on there. Let's see how fast they get from point A to point B. But some of us are hard-headed. In comes Mars, god of war, who has to make it a hero's journey to overcome these obstacles and these ordeals to transform into like the highest versions of ourselves and to really like step into the fullness of our potential. Because yeah, there's a period of time where it's okay to like not be like moving, but understand that there's a shift in like the mental health, and you know, if you're there for a certain amount of time, you know, letting yourself be down or feeling like you don't have a purpose or moving forward, if moving forward is hard, like you know, look, there's a time for that, but length of time really can determine like if something is really going on mentally. Because yeah, there are nihilists and, you know, like fatalistic ways of thinking, but like that's also not how like your brain is wired to function. So there could definitely be big changes in how and what you desire. On October 28th, Jupiter retrograde leaves Aries and goes back into Pisces. So Jupiter, Big Daddy. Saturn is like dad, and like Jupiter is like Big Daddy. You know, is like the planet of like expansion and values and luck, fortune, belief. Going back into the side, retrograding back into Pisces, the sign of I believe. So trust and believe collectively, our what we believe in, it will be shifting as a whole, because the divine needs who we view ourselves to be to change. Our concept of I am has to be upgraded. And that's why Jupiter is going back into Pisces to like, hold on, allow me to reintroduce my motherfucking self. Some of y'all may be really coming in contact with like who you are, your gifts, your magic, your power, your spiritual gifts, your awareness, your lineage, your connection to your ancestors. Intuition, synchronicities through the roof. And I feel like also you're encountering it with other people by way of like, there's a lot of like soul partnerships and divine counterparts being released and meeting and connecting. Lots of soul family coming in, soul tribes being established. And it's happening for us. Because if there's anything, if we're going to make any kind of progress and evolve as a human, as a species, if we're going to like actually like change this shit and leave the campsite better than it was when we arrived, it's time for us to figure out who the fuck we are and what we're capable of. And so we got to reevaluate what we believe in so that when Jupiter goes direct and goes back into Aries, we got a way better understanding of who the fuck we are and what we're about to do about it. On October 29th, Mercury goes into Scorpio, and the conversations get even more intense and mysterious and layered and sensual and suspicious and possessive. Knight of Cups, Knight of Coins, excuse me, reversed was the first card that flew out, but I'm not really taking, I'm just shuffling hard as fuck, and I didn't mean to do this, so 22:22 on the clock. Slow the fuck down in Scorpio season, especially after the 29th. When Mercury goes into Scorpio, you could really do some damage with your words, so slow down. On October 30th, happy birthday, mommy! On October 30th, Mars, my ruling planet, retrogrades in Gemini until January. Yeah, Mars is going to be in Gemini for 7 months. I'm going to do a separate reading on it because it's just a lot. And our relationship to our physical energy, our relationship to our sex drive, our relationship to our ambition is going to be our relationship to our thought processes, how we socialize, how we connect, our networking ability, our relationship to like our inner circle, who we play with, who we really relate to and connect to. There's just going to be shifts there. And I think this is great. I think that this is great. I feel like also stuff with wars, you know, and all the revolts and all the protests, that's really going to start like slowing down. I think they're like in a position, these countries are in a position to really have to reevaluate like, what the fuck are we doing here before the people start to take over. And you gotta, if it's already happening all over in France and Russia and Berlin, I mean, and like, yeah, there's like all kinds of, they're fucking burning their energy bills. I don't know if Berlin's one of them. I just said Berlin. But it's a lot. And hopefully that shit doesn't start in the US, but you hear that first. You don't have to get ready if you stay ready. Anyway, on November 8th, we have the full moon, total lunar eclipse in Taurus, the sign of I have. This is a full moon, the time of the month to release, to harvest, to reflect, to really pay homage, to bask in the fullness, to express gratitude for what you have, for what you're going to do. Really giving thanks. Ooh, it's like thanking for what you've done and what you're going to do. Separate video on that because these eclipses need their own special attention. On November 16th, Venus, the planet of love, beauty, art, attraction, goes into Sagittarius. And so there could be shifts in your relationships with Taurus, Libra, Sagittarians, Geminis, Aries, Scorpios too. This is like playtime, but also a great time where the divine, a great opportunity for the divine to like push you into bumping your head, or like you bump your head and you got to figure out like, have you learned the lesson, or do you know how to like pick yourself up, or there could just be opportunities for carelessness here. With Venus and Sagittarius, like, you know, the variety is the spice of life. And so there could be lots of traveling, thinking about going back to school. But there's also so much like brilliant knowledge to acquire and information to really like give yourself. So I feel like it's a great time to just start, you know, improving your intellect. Reading good books, doing things that make you feel like accomplished, acquiring knowledge about the things that you want to be more knowledgeable about. Learn that language, do the Duolingo, plan the trip, study the thing, take the course, take the class. You know, it's just like, it's time to... And it's that thing that's been, you know, calling to you. Like, let it be passionate. How can you attract more passion and fire back into your life? And then on November 17th, Mercury goes into Sagittarius. And then on the 22nd, the sun goes into Sagittarius, and that starts Sagittarius season. But the Venus and Mercury have been, you know, quite close. And so there is something to be said about the closeness of Libra, Taurus, Virgo, Gemini, those placements, the closeness there. They've been hanging out, especially just their proximity. I feel like there is some sort of big lessons and lessons in intimacy, lessons in communicating. There's just like beauty and attraction brought to like truthful, like you just attract good shit when you like speak good shit and you tell the truth. It's like the fucking world responds differently whenever you listen to your intuition and you are like, you try your best to be like, you know, like actually good and think good thoughts and really like change your behavior and like undo the programming. And I feel like everybody in Spirit Squadron is like really doing that. We're doing the work. We're out here like learning and trying and really like expanding our minds. And I really just thank you all for just fucking riding with me. You know. Now let's see what if there's one card, one message possibly for Scorpio season 2022, pulling from the Fountain deck. The Five of Swords reversed. Lay your weapons down. Some of you are walking around on fucking eggshells. Some of you are not saying the things that need to be said. Some of you are staying in uncomfortable, some of us are staying in uncomfortable situations because we're afraid that people will walk away, or we're afraid that we're going to take on more disappointment or more loss. But you're already walking on eggshells. You're already walking on stilts, or someone's walking on stilts above you or trying to act better than you. All of these like pains are going to be reversed. There's so much duality so much clarity, so much mirrored. There's so much that's reflected, and I feel like the duality that's exposed to you, the polarity that's exposed to you, the contrast that's exposed is beautiful. It's purposeful. There's a horizon. There is like, it's like the vastness of, that's how this looks. It's like the vastness of the ocean. This looks like the ocean to me, and then the shoreline. And there's something coming, beautiful, coming up from the darkness in the depths. What was meant for bad gets made good. And these shadowy bits, these hurt bits that have been underneath the surface, that these emotions that we've repressed, the things that we haven't talked about, the love that we want to give. Some of us are out here acting hard as fuck. I will be the first one to say it. I'm like, being like, I want to play it hard. I want to be hard as fuck, but it's actually so fucking squishy. And some of us are like really getting to contact the aspects of ourselves that we've been trying to drown. Someone told us that displaying these emotions or displaying these aspects of ourselves was weak or soft or unladylike or unprofessional or whatever it is. Disgusting or embarrassing. Ooh! 5 of Swords, and then the Magician on the bottom of the deck. But you're tapping into this unlimited potential. There is this rebirth. You get to contact you, all your sharp edges, and getting to experience these different angles, these different aspects of yourself, getting to really like dive into what you've learned about yourself once you are willing to go to these depths. And some of you have to fight your way up to the surface. Some of you have to fight your way beneath the surface to break through, to really access these depths. Some of you want deeper connections. Some of you are tired of having these like bullshit surface ass relationships and are like craving something deeper. So there may be someone with Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Virgo placements coming in that are really going to help you discover and learn new things about yourself, the way that you love, the way that you process, the way that you project, the way that you cut, the way that you jab, the way that you guard yourself. Whew. There's just so much that you're going to be able to manifest and very quickly for yourself once you access these depths. There's some major like mastery shit here, but you're going to have to put down the swords. You're going to have to talk about the betrayals, talk about the fears, talk about the things that you don't want to talk about. Go into the rooms of your psyche, in the basement of your fucking soul, and go to those doors, go to those rooms, and actually fucking open the boxes. Actually fucking go in there and unpack that shit. All of the dad stuff, all of the abandonment stuff, all of the not feeling enough stuff, not feeling pretty enough, not feeling different, being, a different, like a darker skin tone, or having, not having the things that the popular people had, not having enough money, or, not having the, proper supervision, even. Some of you, there's like abandonment stuff. Like there's a lot of stuff that wants to come up that's been causing a conflict in your heart for way too long. And now it's time to really understand that your way of recovering has sufficed, and the divine is really bringing in a new understanding, new traditions, new rules, new groups, new love, new awareness, new lessons, new judgments, unveiling. What did I say? I said go open the fucking boxes. Okay, play with it if you want is clearly opening a box. The divine's going to ask us to go into the depths. We're going to be asked to go into the basements where it's like fucking Ursula and this bitch. Ursula, you know Ursula is about to pop out of the fucking box. You know what I mean? And it's like, God, I don't want to deal with that bitch today, you know? And this is Scorpio season shit, you know? But a lot of light comes out of the box before the darkness, you know? And you gotta, like, handle the shit. But the boxes are there. They're gonna present themselves. Be willing to open the box. Be willing to be open. Be willing to be intimate. Be willing to be vulnerable. Be willing to be seen. You will be rewarded. I promise you, you will be rewarded. It may be in an unconventional way, but you will be rewarded for being brave and showing your fucking heart. I love you. You got this.